my brain said, no, 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 if it was blood, he would have reacted. His face would have changed. And then right then, his face changed.
Don't you think we're better together? Oh, I think we are.
Good morning, guys. Happy Monday or Tuesday or whenever you're watching this, happy day, because it's a happy day. But this is really funny. Yesterday was Sunday after church. It was a beautiful day. The weather here in Massachusetts has been really humid like last week. And then after church, it was just crisp air. Like, it wasn't humid at all. And it was sunny. And it was actually, when you weren't in the sun, it was kind of cool. And so Mary and I sat on the side porch and I edited the vlog, and we sat out there and enjoyed a frozen pizza for lunch. And I think the camera was probably out on the side porch for maybe 2 hours. And literally I'm looking at the camera and it is covered with pollen. The pollen was so thick around here yesterday, and today it is raining, which is most rainy days I'm like, oh, gross. But today I'm like, yes, all that pollen needs to be washed away. But the cool thing is I usually have pretty bad allergies springtime, and my allergies this year really haven't been bad. So I'm thankful for that. I'm making some lunch. I'm gonna have a kale salad, and we did Walmart grocery pickup on Saturday, and Mary ordered a few things, and they were out of plums, and they gave us white nectarines instead. And you can choose like whether you want to decline the substitution or not. I was like, that sounds pretty good, so I think I'm gonna put it in my slice it up and put it in my salad. But Saturday night, after we ended the vlog for that day, we had some eventful happenings just as we were getting ready for bed, and I'll have Mary tell you about that. You know that thing when you don't put something back in the fridge, the place that you normally keep it, and you open the fridge and you stare at the door for like, that seemed like a long time. I was staring at the door looking at the salad dressings, trying to find the French salad dressing, and it was in the place where we keep our sodas. That was weird. I'm pretty sure I put it there.
Well, good morning. Welcome to another week, and welcome to the unexpected things of life. I was just thinking last week how I haven't coughed up blood in a long time, or it feels like a long time. And I was like, okay, well, cool. I'm just gonna keep living. And Saturday night we were laying in bed. We had already finished the vlog on Saturday, and so we didn't like get the camera back out. But we were laying in bed. I was just getting ready to go to bed, and I felt this rumble. Actually, oh, there it is. We markered on me like where I felt the rumble, and there's a marker on my back as well. But I was laying in bed, felt a rumble in my lung, like in a very specific spot. And we were actually watching a video, and I paused the video because I thought I could hear something weird, and it was my breathing. It was like making a different sound than it usually makes. So I paused the video and I was like, did you hear that? And I sat up and I kept breathing, and I was like, that's weird. And then I started coughing, and I didn't think anything of it. Like, I didn't think, oh, that felt different. I just thought my lung was rumbly and I needed to cough. And so after I coughed, like the mucus that was on my tongue, I showed it to Peter. Like, I was like, because that's usually how it goes. When I feel like something's a little bit off, I'll go, and show him what's on my tongue, like what I just coughed up, just to like make sure it's not blood. Because there have been a few times where I'll be like, like it's okay, right? And he'll be like, you're kidding. Wait, you're kidding, right? And I'm like, no, what is it? And it's like blood. So this time I was like, and he looked at me And there was like a second of processing time because he had just been like reading something on his phone. So from the second that he looked at me to the second where he responded, there was enough time in there that my brain said, no, no, no. If it was blood, he would have reacted. His face would have changed. And then right then his face changed and he was like, okay. And I think that was just his way of being like, okay, this normal night just turned not normal all of a sudden. Okay, so basically what happened was it was pure blood. I fairly often cough up like streaking blood, and if this is all new to you, let me put the pause on the panic button. In cystic fibrosis bodies, this is not uncommon. For different people, it means different things in their body. Quite a few years ago, I started coughing up blood for the first time, and I was actually already on IV antibiotics. And typically, if you see blood in your sputum, like what you cough up, it can mean infection. But since I was already being treated on antibiotics, the team, it was a different team of doctors back then. I was in a different state. But they wanted me to go to the emergency room. And long story, I didn't go that day, but then they contacted me the next day and they were like, we want you to go to the emergency room and just be checked out. I don't remember how it all worked out because I was teaching at a camp at the time. And I remember my mom coming up to camp. I was in college, but I didn't have my phone on me at camp. And she came up and she was like, hey, the team wants you to come in. So I had to leave camp that day and go. I don't remember if we went to the ER or if we were able to get a clinic appointment last minute or what. But long story short, that first lung bleed stopped on its own. Nothing crazy happened. And then I think about once a year for the next couple of years, I would cough up blood, but not like pure blood. It was usually just like whatever I was normally, my lungs were normally coughing up with some streaking and or whatever. Anyway, as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, a couple of months ago, I ended up coughing up more blood than I had ever coughed up, and it turned out okay. It stopped on its own, which is key, and I didn't have a huge decline after that. It was just kind of a fluke. And so on Saturday night when this happened again, there was no major triggers for it. It just kind of happened. It was a fluke. So all of that to say, I talked to my team since it stopped on its own, and the next morning, so that happened on Saturday night. Sunday morning I woke up and I still had a little bit of blood like streaking in my mucus, but I was okay. And then all the rest of Sunday didn't see any blood, and now today's Monday, haven't seen any blood. So I'm good to go. They did start me on a medication. Usually what we do is you hold airway clearance for 24 hours to let your lungs settle. And for me, we up my vitamin K for a couple of days. And then also they started me on another medication I've never been on. I don't really know how to explain it, but it is used in patients who are at risk for bleeding. So I'm going to be taking that for the next 48 hours. And my doctor said I'm cleared to continue normal life. Obviously keeping a close eye and making sure it doesn't start bleeding again. And then we'll talk about whatever's next. I'm scheduled to see him in 1 week, so that's good timing. We can discuss everything, but as of now, there's nothing urgent because it stopped on its own. And it wasn't as much, I didn't cough up as much blood as I did last time. So anyway, all of that to say, craziness. It was just like unexpected because in general, my lungs are doing as well as they're gonna do. They're breathing, they're coughing like normal. Everything's kind of status quo. I will leave it at that. And Peter told me, he brought the camera up and he said, hey, I said good morning, and I told them that you would let them know what happened. So there you go. I let you know. And later today, we are scheduled to have our horseback riding lesson. And so when I was talking to my team, when I was talking to my doctor, I mentioned, hey, am I okay to go to horseback riding or not? And he said, yes, you're good to go. And obviously to keep an eye on everything and go from there. Guess where we are.
Feel it out. If you feel like it's a little longer or a little shorter, just yell my name and tell me so. It's a little colder, so they gotta walk a couple more laps in.
Wow. Tired out?
Holy, that was so hard.
All right, well, let's get in the car. It was, yeah, worked on some hard work today and some hard coughing.
But my horse didn't mind the coughing. Today we focused on squeezing our legs, which is a huge workout for me anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't even get out of breath.
Oh, no, it's a good workout.
But I
don't know what I'm filming.
Significantly harder today for me to breathe. And then I was hard coughing. And we did it. It was still awesome. It was quite a workout. And
it was fun.
Whew, so good. Let's go home.
Today was my first day riding
English. You knew.
My brain wanted to say Eastern.
Oh, you could say Eastern. That's fine.
No, English, and it was a lot more comfortable.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, I thought they were saying that Western was more comfortable.
I think it might be personal preference.
Yeah. Anyways.
Third lesson down, and it was awesome.
It was awesome. A lot of fun.
Hard work.
Good job. Hey, airway clearance.
Yep.
For the win.
Workout. Who knew 30 minutes of exercise could be that hard? I still had fun. I made the most of it. I did my best, and at the end, toward the end of the lesson, I was just like, in my mind, I have to walk the rest of the time. And typically I'm the overachiever who, when I'm at physical therapy and they're like, all right, let's try for 10 whatever push-ups or whatever, or like arm raises, let's try for 10, I do 20. That's just my personality. I'm like, I can do it. And I'm like that at horseback riding lessons as well. She'll be like, are you feeling up to trotting around again? And I'll be like, yes, and I'll do it, and even if it's hard. But I realized the whole lesson I was doing that pursed lip breathing like that. It's a natural instinct that causes it to be easier for your lungs. And I noticed that my body was doing that the whole time. And so it just means my lungs were working hard. So I realized I need to just acknowledge the fact that I trotted around as much as I could, and I need to just walk the rest. And I need to be okay with that and not feel like a failure. But I did my best and I enjoyed it. And Peter looks amazing on that horse. His horse's name is Hunter, and my horse's name, the horses that we ride, the horse that I was riding is named Sweet Addiction, and she's really sweet. Do you think this will work for a...
You're hilarious.
Does that look like a good disguise?
That is great.
What do you think about this part?
Maybe we should do a new thumbnail for this video.
Do you think that this is good, or should I
I think it's hilarious.
Okay, so I gotta redo my beard.
I'm just hanging out, chatting with people before our live stream starts.
All right, we're getting ready to do a live stream. If you want to see what this disguise is all about, click on yesterday's video.
Well, that was crazy and fun. Live streams are always crazy. If you haven't tuned in and watched it, whether you watch it live or after the fact, I feel like we're always a little
cray.
Little cray.
I remember that first day we had horse riding lessons, and then we did a live stream.
Oh yeah.
I was so tired, and then, well, maybe that one I didn't perk up, but usually even if I'm so tired, the adrenaline of being live, jazzes me up.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Mary's gonna do her second case stint of the day, and we're gonna say, as always, we will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Don't you think we're
Good night, buddy.